Hello, dear English learners. I am Mr. Sall, and I am very happy to present our today's lesson. Before we go any further, please don't forget to subscribe. If you are new to the channel, give me thumbs up if you like the video, and also don't forget to share it for others to benefit. Our today's lesson is other ways to say do you agree? Other ways to say do you agree? Other ways to say I agree with you. Other way to say I partly agree with you. And other ways also to say I don't agree. So if you are ready for today's lesson, let's go. At first, let's see other way to say do you agree? So this is a question. Okay, so at first you can say would you agree? Or you can say would you go along with that? What's your opinion? You can also say what are your thoughts on that? It is also possible to say what's your take on that? Or simply where do you stand on that? Or what do you think? Or what do you reckon? Or you can say how do you feel about it? Or what's your own view on it? Or you can say do you know what I mean? Or you say do you see what I am getting at? Or simply do you get me? So these are all the ways to ask a person if they agree with you. Okay, now let's come to other ways to say I agree. To say I agree, you can say I couldn't agree more. Or you can say I am with you on that. Or I share your opinion. Which means I agree. Or you can say I'd go along with that. Or simply that's exactly how I feel. Or you can say you've hit the nail on the head. Or you say you're dead right. Or you say you're quite right. Or simply absolutely, which means I agree. Or spot on, which means I agree. Or so do I, or 100%. These are ways to say I agree. Okay, now let's move to ways to express when you partly agree. So I partly agree, meaning I am not 100%, I don't entirely agree. So I partly agree. To say I partly agree, you can say I kind of agree. Or I agree to an extent. Or I see your point of view. But I see your point, or you can say I see where you're coming from, but I see where you're coming from, but. Or you can say I know, see what you mean, but I know. Or I see what you mean, but. Or you can say Don't get me wrong. I don't get me wrong. I perhaps that's true, but perhaps that's true, but or you can say yes and no. I mean yes and no. I mean. So these are ways to express, okay, when you partly agree with someone. Okay, now let's move to another part, which is here you don't agree. So you don't agree with the person. When you don't agree with a person, you can say I am afraid I disagree, or I completely disagree. I completely disagree, or I don't think so. I don't think so. I beg to differ. I beg to differ, or I tend to disagree. I tend to disagree, or you can say I'd be inclined to disagree. I'd be inclined to disagree. That's not the way I see it. That's not the way I see it, which means I don't agree. Or let's agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree, which is another way of saying you don't agree with the person you are talking to. Okay guys, so that's all for today's lesson. I hope you have learned ways of agreeing, disagreeing, giving your opinion, etc. So if you find this video useful, please don't forget to like it, and also don't forget to share it for others to benefit from it. So if you didn't subscribe, please do it now. So see you on the next video, inshallah, if God will.